Hi guys, it's Alani. Yummy?
Yeah.
That was so fun. I have been loving this stuff. Amazing. We're now officially 4 weeks post-show tomorrow, which is crazy. Like, where's the time gone? So obviously I'm still in my reverse diet. We are slowly bringing up food, bringing down cardio, and the goal is just getting me optimized to be in a growing season, which is so exciting. We're kind of transitioning from bodybuilding prep to more lifestyle, but focusing on growing some lean muscle, which is always super fun. So again, taking you guys along with me for a day in the life. I wanted to show you what I'm eating, what my days are looking like. Again, I am a structured person, so we love that. But it's just been so much fun having like a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more energy, and just getting back to feeling more like myself. Obviously that takes time, and it is so important to be fueling your body the right way, recovering. So that's kind of the phase that I'm in right now. My weight is hovering around 113, which is about 2 pounds above my baseline stage weight. And that's the goal, is that weight is coming up slowly. Right now, I'm still bringing up my food. So very happy with how my body is responding and how things are kind of leveling off over these past few weeks. Training has been really good, but it is time for breakfast, so I wanted to show you guys what I'm eating. So I'm about to go to the coffee shop with one of my girlfriends, just catch up. It's a slower day of work. I already did all my weekly check-ins for all the girls in my online fitness program, so I'm like, okay, Thursdays are the day that I want to just like catch up with people. I have a few things I need to get done, but I wanted to have a quick breakfast before I headed out. So I have these rice crisps. I got these from Whole Foods, but they're brown rice. So I love this, and the only ingredients, like they're all clean ingredients, which I do love. So I'm doing a bowl of this. And then for my protein, I'm doing whey isolate. I still keep whey isolate in, even if I'm not in bodybuilding prep, because it just digests the cleanest since there's not a bunch of additives, there's not a bunch of concentrates and stuff. So this is a whey protein isolate that I made into a whey drip, which is really similar to like the cream of rice bowls that I was telling you about in the last video. And I mix it with just the tiniest bit of water. This is the vanilla ice cream flavor. Oh, and you can use code Alani to save and support me on these as always. And then I threw it in the freezer for just a few minutes. Then I have my berries for some carbs and a little bit of fiber. So I'm gonna throw this right on the bowl. It's kind of like a huge Rice Krispie is what I like to think of this as. Then I'm going to take my protein and just drip it over. Yeah. And then I like to do a little bit of cinnamon on top. And a little bit of flaky salt. Yum! Oh, this looks so good. And it's just so quick. Oh, hi, Charlie. This is like yummy? Yeah. But it's just so quick and easy. I have a good amount of protein. This is like 35 grams of protein in this meal. I like to spread them across evenly, getting about 35 grams of protein per meal. And then we have some quick carbs so I can start the day having some energy. So I'm gonna eat this really quick, and then we're gonna head out and get some coffee. So I asked if there was something I could make sugar-free, and they had the London Fog. So it's essentially an iced latte with Himalayan pink salt and sugar-free lavender and almond milk. Delicious. Delicious. That was so fun. It is always so nice to just catch up and get coffee. I don't know, I find like in a lot of my days, especially while I was in bodybuilding prep, and now that I'm kind of transitioning more towards like, I like to call it a life season, and just finding balance with everything and enjoying my engagement, enjoying time with my friends, that I like. Bodybuilding can be such a selfish, like isolating time, I think. maybe that's not the best way to put it, but a lot of the focus is on myself, and you tend to like isolate from everybody else. So I'm really just trying to like find that connection with everybody again. We talked a lot about, you know, 'cause she's gonna be one of my bridesmaids and planning my wedding and just all this stuff, and it's just been so much fun. I've been driving around with the top down on my Jeep. We're romanticizing life right now. But I do have my pre-workout meal packed in my bag because I wanted to go straight from the coffee shop to the gym, just so that I was like kind of being efficient for my time, because it was like a little bit of a drive. So I'm gonna find a little gas station somewhere, heat up my meal. We have some fish. I've been on that fish grind. I have some wild caught mahi, some jasmine rice, and then some avocado as my healthy fat source, because of course we want some healthy fats before we train, of course protein in all of our meals, and then a good source of quick digesting carbs. So again, keeping my meals super simple, even though I'm not in bodybuilding prep, but I have a little bit more flexibility with, like, I added some pico on top. I did avocado instead of like, you know, an oil when I was doing that in prep, right? So it's just been really fun to add more color to my meals, but really sticking to fueling my body, even though we're not in bodybuilding prep, right? Like, I think that that's so important. And I'm also excited to show that in this next phase of how I approach my days, and like, even when I'm going out to eat, like how I approach that, because you don't have to be so rigid to everything. Obviously right now I'm in my reverse diet, so I'm really sticking to things to the T, just to make sure that I am optimizing my body, because this time is super important. But little update with that is my calories are now up again. So last week when I sent over my check-in, we increased my food by another 15% calorie wise, in the form of carbs, in the form of fats, and I have no more cardio. So does that mean that I'm not having activity? Absolutely not. I'm aiming for between 8,000 to 10,000 steps a day. I've been doing a lot of beach volleyball. I've been doing ClassPass and like doing some Pilates studios. And then when I do just want to do cardio, like the other day I did 25 minutes on the Stairmaster because I wanted to, and that felt good to me. So it's just been really nice to like have that flexibility and still stay on track. So that's my little update for you guys. But let's go eat this meal, and then we're gonna train some back and buys. Alright, I just got to the gym, and like I said, I wanted to go straight to the gym, but I just had my meal, so I want to make sure that I'm letting it digest. I like to train after like 45 minutes to an hour after I have my pre-workout meal. Obviously I had like quick digesting carbs, so it will digest quickly, but I don't just want to go train on a full stomach. So, and like I said, I didn't want to go all the way back home and then to the gym and waste all that time. So I'm just gonna get in some steps, go walk on the treadmill while I edit my content for the day. That way I can kind of kill two birds with one stone. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go sit somewhere and get some work done on my phone, but I was like, let me just do that walking on the treadmill, get some steps in, and in the AC, because it is really hot in my car. So we're gonna head into the gym. I'm gonna get in some steps, not necessarily cardio, because of course I want to save my energy for my lift, but we're gonna get in some steps and then go straight into our training. Such a great training session. I just got back and got all showered up. That felt Really, really, really good. I've honestly been loving training back again. That used to be like my least favorite lift, but I don't know, something about it recently I've really been loving. But of course, I'm gonna make my post-workout meal. So post-workout, I always like to have something that is really quick digesting. Again, just like the pre-workout, so we can replenish our muscle with all of that glycogen that we just drained it in while we're training, making sure that the carbs are going straight to the muscle. So I'm going to do some cream of rice hot cereal as a little bowl. I've been loving this stuff. I talked about it in the last video too, but I started working with this company, the Flavor Gang, and they have so many great flavors. This one is PB cookie. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do some berries that I picked up at Costco and do that in like a little bowl. And then my lean protein source on the side is gonna be some chicken, just because I'm sticking to mainly whole foods. But all I do is I cook this just like oatmeal. I feel like I get quite a bit of questions on how you make it. You just mix it with a little bit of water and then throw it in the microwave. And then, of course, you guys know me. I always have my ingredients prepped in the fridge. So this week for lean proteins, I did chicken breast, 96% lean beef, and that mahi. And I also did shrimp. So we have quite a few options. So I'm doing my chicken, but of course I don't have to cook every meal. I just throw it together. Even my pre-workout meal that I brought with me to the coffee shop took me 2 seconds before I headed out because I already had the fish prepped. I already had the shrimp or the jasmine rice prepped with it, and I just throw it all into a bowl. So always my biggest tip. But I'm gonna have some of this chicken on the side to make sure that I'm getting my protein in this meal. And I'm gonna throw on some pink salt on my chicken and on my PB cookie bowl. And then I like to throw my berries just right into the bowl. So I don't know, sometimes I just want a sweet treat. So I could have done just chicken and rice, but this is essentially, instead of doing rice, I'm doing cream of rice, which is just like a sweet little bowl. And then I have my chicken on the side, which I'm gonna throw on the Nerdy Sanchez sauce. That's 0 calories. But again, just keeping my meals really simple. We have my lean protein source, we have a quick carb. And then both of these you can use a code Alani on. I've been loving all of their flavors for the cream of rice and for their low calorie sauces. But I'm gonna enjoy this meal and I will see you guys for my next meal. All right, it is time for another meal. This is a meal where I like to get in a good amount of fiber. Again, I keep my protein the same pretty much every meal. So this protein is my shrimp, which has been a hyperfixation. I talk about this all the time, but I get the red Argentinian wild-caught shrimp from Costco. It is so freaking good. Like, I don't know what it is. All I season it with is garlic and paprika. So I'm going to do some of that. Another thing I get from Costco is this cauliflower rice, which I actually was so put onto during my bodybuilding prep, and there's just so much fiber in it, so it gets me feeling full. I always aim for at least like 28 grams of fiber in a day, and I just love making little bowls. So I like to do this for a meal that keeps me full and isn't like a pre-training or a post-training meal where I need like as many carbs, especially right now when my carbs aren't crazy high since we're still like reverse dieting. And it's so easy. It just comes like with a big bag, and then I just throw it in the microwave to steam it. And then some shrimp on top. Throw that in the microwave. And then my favorite thing is some pico. I've been going back and forth between just like fresh pico that I pick up, or at Trader Joe's sometimes I'll be able to find their, what is it? Pineapple mango salsa, which is so good. Charlie, stop playing with the trash. So I'll throw on some of that. I feel like it just makes it so fresh. And then to give it like that fried rice or like poke bowl type vibe, I love the coconut aminos. It's like a soy sauce alternative. So I throw on a little bit of this. And then this is the stir fry sauce from Flavor Gang. 5 calories, and it's kind of like that like yum yum sauce, I want to say, but it gives it just such a good flavor. This combo, amazing. And then of course top it off with some pink salt. Amazing, so delicious, so much color. Like my meals have so much color now and so much flavor. It's been so fun. I am working on my recipe book, guys. I've been getting so many requests for that, and it's in the works. We're working on it. That's going to be out soon. All of like my high protein, clean eating meal ideas, my sweet treats, all that stuff. But this has been a go-to. So good. I'm gonna enjoy this. This is 32 grams of protein and 200 calories, which is crazy. It keeps me feeling so full. Yum. Oh my gosh, and how could I forget probably the most important part of this meal? An ice cold Dr. Pepper Zero. The best thing ever. We just tried the cherry flavor. So freaking good, but this is amazing. Bradley just got home and we're watching New Girl on the couch, but I wanted to show you guys his meal as well because this looks so good. And how much protein did you say it was?
It's 48 grams of protein.
So Greek yogurt bowl.
Yeah, 310 grams of the 20-gram protein Chobani, and then I did 100 grams of some frozen mixed berry blend. I don't know what it is.
The Costco one that I was using earlier.
Yeah, it's really good. And then the preparing protein pancakes, because I hate cooking when I get back late, so I just microwave it. That's pretty awesome.
Not all whole foods, but we still got our protein in.
Yeah, and it's like,
and then the sugar-free syrup, right?
Yeah, so it's pretty much like no fat. It's probably like 5 to 10 grams of fat for the entire thing.
Amazing.
And 488 calories, 490.
So good.
And it took me like 3 minutes to make. So.
I love it. Alright, time for my last meal of the day. I usually like to do this as something that's like kind of sweeter. So what I've been loving doing is a Greek yogurt bowl. Just so easy to get in a good amount of protein, but still have it be sweet. So I'm getting like that sweet craving out of the way. This is the one I have been using. I've been doing the Chobani protein one because I like that it's lactose free. And then I chop up some strawberries and add it to the bowl. I literally just do this with scissors because I'm lazy. And then another thing I picked up from Costco, I showed this last time when I was showing the Ninja Creamies that I've been making, but I love these. It's like this chocolate cereal, just adds like a little bit of crunch if I'm adding it to my Ninja Creamy or a Greek yogurt bowl. But I like it because the ingredients are really good. Like these are the only ingredients in it. And I like to keep it to things that are going to digest well, but it kind of reminds me of like the cookie part of an Oreo. So I just add this to do a little bit of crunch. So just crush it up over it. Sometimes I'll do granola or some good dark chocolate. But today we are mixing it up a little bit. I also needed a little bit more fats. So I'm gonna do a lot more almond butter than I normally would do. And then the nut butter for some fats. I'm just gonna drizzle this right over top. Oh my gosh. Wow. This looks so good, Bradley. Charlie, you can't eat the nut butter. You can't eat it. But I want it, Mom. And then I'm actually gonna pop this in the freezer for like 10 minutes. That way it just gets almost like that ice cream consistency. Amazing. This looks so good. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of flaky salt. Amazing. And this has 32 grams of protein, rounds out my fats for the day, rounds out my carbs for the day, and we've gotten in everything that I needed. So that is going to round out my full day of training, my full day of eating, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.